Best yeah. Kieran, McKenna. Cheers. If you just let me know when you want to ask a question, I'll make sure I come to you. Stuart, you can get them on the way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's certainly a very frustrating outcome to the game, and we're really annoyed with the goals that we've conceded, to be honest, in the first half. With the two set plays, I think the first one is a really good ball. We're not sure it's a free kick, to be honest, but it's a good ball. The second one, there's a block at the back post, but we need to defend it better. And we've went from a really good start and a good position in the game to a difficult position. Of course, we go in at half time in a good position with a red card and the goal before half time, and we've managed and played the second half really poorly. Big priority in the dressing room at half time was to not concede. We, of course, were in the situation 2 weeks ago against Aston Villa. So we know what the mindset of the opponent is. You know that they're waiting for an opportunity and they'll feel like there's a goal in it for them. And tonight the goal was always going to come from a set player. We weren't able to deal with United's physicality and strength in the penalty box. So not giving away the set play and then defending it with everything we had was going to be key in the second half when they came, and we didn't do that within a minute of the restart. And that gives the stadium all the energy it needs, gives the opposition all the energy they need. And I think in the second half they showed their experience, showed their quality. They were stronger than us on both ends of the pitch. They still had three big, high-quality centre-halves to defend their goal. Their two centre-forwards were stronger than us on long ball, and we weren't able to get any foothold in the game. We didn't manage the situation well in the second half. We did everything that we didn't want to do and that you don't want to do in that situation. We give away free kicks. We give the crowd energy by getting involved in silly things. We lost our shape, and we didn't defend the moments that they had anywhere near well enough. So, yeah, it's a really poor second half from us and a frustrating night. Everything what I just said to you.
You couldn't have wished for a better opportunity at Old Trafford away from home, points needed, given the situation you're in.
No, it's still.
Yeah, sorry, you talked about after the Tottenham game, you've not had the rub of the green this season. I guess tonight you've had the gift of the early goal, the red card before half time, so it did open up for you.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We've lost out on so many margins this season, games where we've done lots of good things. Tonight was similar to that in terms of there were some good passages in the first half, some good things about our play, some promise, but situations have very often went against us. Tonight, in some aspects they went for us, and we weren't good enough to capitalise on them. One, in terms of the physicality to defend our box on set plays, they had too much strength for us in those areas, and then the maturity to handle the situation of being in the second half with the expectation maybe to go and win the game. We give away a really poor goal, and we didn't chase the game well at all. So, I think there's plenty of nights where we can, and plenty of days this season where we can bemoan that things haven't went our way, but I don't think tonight one of them. I think we need to take ownership of it tonight, and although it's not easy, although even 10 men here you're still playing against high quality opposition, but we need to own the bits of it that we can do better, and there was certainly a couple of those tonight.
Kieran, I mean, is that, I know you've been in the Premier League for a while now, but is that just evidence of the difficulty in coming up from the Championship and playing over 38 games and playing well sometimes, but taking chances when they come and having that bit of quality when it really matters?
Yeah, I think, the feeling in our position and the reality in our position, we need to do so many things well to win a game. Maybe 10 things, and you need to do them all well. And very often this season we've done, 7 of them or 8 of them or 9 of them. But if one area of your game is off, then you'll get punished. And to be honest, defensive set players have been a pretty strong point for us. We've been one of the best teams in the league from a defensive set point of view. really tonight we weren't at the level on that. The opponent was too strong for us, and we got punished on that area. So we know the jump that we've had. We know we're coming here with, you know, lots of young players. Very few have played in the league before. Very few have played at Old Trafford before. But we also know that we need to get so many areas of our right to get a win, and very often we've got different areas right, but not all of them. And tonight's one of those nights. We did some things well in the first half, but we give away very, very few chances in open play. But you know, the defending and set plays was not good enough, and it's cost us a game.
The fourth row left.
Just wondering if Dorby's challenge on Hutchinson at the red card was just one of those things where you're upset with sort of severity of dangerous it could be seriously injured, right?
Yeah, I think it was a red card. I was right in front of it. He's gone over the ball. I think you always assume the best in people. I'm assuming he's not meant it, but he's gone over the ball, and you know, it's also resulted in Amari having to go off in the second half, and he's a big player for us against a lower block, to be honest. So that was a blow for us, but you know, the referee or VAR dealt with it and give the red card. So you know, we can't have too many other complaints, and hopefully Amari will be okay.
So,
yeah, we have. Yeah, that's why tonight's really, really frustrating. And I think, look, there's also level of the opponent, and maybe that's one of the points on the level of the Premier League. You know, Bruno Fernandes delivering it for Harry Maguire and De Ligt and Euro, Xerxes, Hoyland. That's a lot of physicality in your penalty box, and you know, from a stature point of view, we were outmatched tonight, so our details need to be absolutely perfect, and that wasn't the case tonight. So yeah, I think you know, it's an area that certainly cost us tonight. It hasn't cost us all season, but as I've said, to win games at this level, we need to be bang on in pretty much every area, and you know, we haven't managed to be as often as we would like to be, and tonight it's certainly the defending and set players that was a big problem for us. I've not heard that from the medical team in terms of anything, but we'll have to assess it. It's obviously heavy damage on his shin, but he managed to play on for a bit, so you'd hope that there's, you know, not serious there, and it's just the very heavy impact that he received. Yeah, obviously his injury from the other day has, you know, meant that he wasn't available, and you know, again, to be honest, we're not sure on time scale. It's not a very long injury, but we're not sure over the next game or two whether he'll be available.
well, and then, sorry, last one.
You've obviously got a big cup tie coming up as well. How do you lift them? Because you sound quite flat and frustrated. I'm guessing they are the same as well.
Yeah, we are tonight, and I think we have to be. You know, we're a really positive group. We find the positives and the learnings from both situations, but also we've missed a big opportunity tonight. So you know, there's no point trying to dress that up any other way than what it is. So we're really frustrated tonight, and I don't think there's anything that any of us say is going to change that. But I also know that, you know, when we go back into training, everyone's mood, everyone's mindset will be to, you know, deal with that frustration in the right way. Take the lessons from tonight. There's a lot that we can take. It's still, you know, there was so many different things in the game, the ebbs and flows, the big incidences that were in the game. There's so much that a young group in terms of experience and age can learn from that. And we have to use it to make us stronger, and we have to, you know, use the lessons in the game coming up. So, yeah, we're frustrated tonight. There's no point hiding any of that. But I know when we get back to the training ground, we'll all turn our focus towards, you know, Nottingham Forest in the Cup, and then really importantly, taking the lessons from tonight and being ready for Selhurst Park in 10 days' time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Congratulations. After a difficult week at football, do you take satisfaction not just from the win, but the fact that you provided the supporters with an entertaining game?
I think this is really important, well deserved by the fans. The support was amazing, and I felt that since the day one, they just want to see a team fight until the end, no matter what the situation. And I think we did that today. And you have that feeling of connection with the fans. All the things in the game were against us, and we fight through that, and was a good win for us.
Congratulations on the also. When you took kind of handover, what was the thinking behind that, and did you have permission to go into the dressing room as well?
Oh, I was cold and wet, maybe. The thinking was that we were play more in the 5-3-1. I know that is a risk because you are taking one, maybe the only player now that he has 1-against-1 in pace. But I felt the team was okay in controlling of the game, almost in the half time. And then we make the substitution, and we had to choose someone to go out. We have to think about set pieces also, so it was my choice.
That must be very pleasing that if you thought about set pieces, you've got 3 goals from their goals as well.
Yes, and we talk about that many times here when we are suffering goals, and you talk about Carlos and change with Andreas. We are in the same team, and today they win the game for us, so the credit for them.
Richard.
I want to talk a bit more about set pieces. Did you imagine when you took over that would be such a big threat for the team?
No, it was the one thing that I felt here is completely different than if you play abroad. The contact with the defenders, especially with the goalkeepers. So we adapt. I think we are improving the way we defend, but also the way we attack set pieces. And like today, change the game.
Rob.
You played with 10 men for a long time tonight, the same against Arsenal in the FA Cup. Liverpool at Anfield as well was another good performance. I know that your idea is probably to play more proactive football eventually, but do you think the players perhaps are more comfortable being on the back foot at the moment and playing that way?
I think that is clear, but it's hard for me. So sometimes it's like you are fighting. That's why, and I make that analysis also. When we are together, if you have players like Harry Maguire and Mate de Ligt defending the box, they are really strong. But then when they have to cover a lot of space, the game change for them. So I know that, but I have to not just think about now. Of course, we need to survive, but it's really hard for me to play like we play in the second half. But I feel that the players are more comfortable sometimes defending in the low block.
Great to win tonight, but how much have you got to improve, and where have you got to improve if you're going to get anything out of this season against the likes of Fulham and such?
We have to improve in every aspect. We lack of some characteristics in our squad to play in the different way. We need to have more possession, and I felt that today we were more calm with the ball, especially in the beginning, and especially after we suffered the first goal. I think Bruno was really important on that. Sometimes we want Bruno higher in the pitch to be near the goal, but sometimes we need Bruno also building up, and I think he was really good on that today. Because he's really confident with the ball no matter what the context. We clearly need to create more chances, and especially we need to score more goals. I think that is a big issue in our team, and when we think in the future, we need to address that.
No more horrible starts. I mean, that was an awful start.
Yeah, was the same, but sometimes you are... Everybody, when they watch that ball, were thinking, here we go again. But then sometimes football is like that, and we manage to fight all the situations during the game, and I think we truly deserve the 3 points today.
Can you just ask you a question, but just clarify, you're not unhappy with Alejandro Garnacho?
You are making a connection with Rashford, right?
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. What I'm saying is that I'm going to talk obviously with Garnacho about that. So I will talk about that if you want in the next practice conference.
And just on Nana, what do you think of him as a goalkeeper? Because maybe it wasn't his first goal, but the second one, he seems to have that in his locker, these mistakes.
I know it's we have to work on that. So of course we need to improve, not just Andre, but in we have so many problems. If you see a lot of our players in some games make some mistakes that are important in the result of that game. So I don't want to point just for one player. We need to improve as a team.
How's Patrick, Ruben? Obviously,
I think he's
young player.
The first situation, I think, when you look, he's looking at the ball, is when he look at Andre and then look at the ball, and when you look at the ball, Andre jumps for the ball. It was a misunderstanding the way they connect each other, and then the sent off. The important thing is that I know Dorgu quite well. He don't want to harm anybody, and that is important for me. And then you have this situation. He had that mistake, and then you feel in the game he was making a lot of runs, trying to win every ball, being aggressive, and sometimes you overdo it, and he has these problems today.
Great, we'll leave it there. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk about
He wouldn't.
Well, you might have been in the.
Xerxes. Yeah. He came back out before the start as well.